Hello, my name is Dave Meier. I have a little publication called the Edifire Christian Magazine, and it's a quarterly magazine that's being distributed throughout southeast Georgia and right now going into northeast Florida. We've had some friends suggest that we make a little presentation for people in other areas that might be interested in doing something like what we're doing. Let me give you a little history of what this is all about. First of all, this is a ministry. It's also a business, but primarily it's a ministry. You may or may not be qualified to be one of our representatives, but if you are, there's a lot of fun ahead of you and a little bit of income as well. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not a multi-level marketing thing at all. This is a genuine ministry of a Christian magazine. It's a free magazine. It goes through churches and businesses. We put it out in waiting rooms where people sit around and need something to read. Lots of laundromats, tire stores, places with waiting rooms, hospital lobbies, whatever. And the Edifire Magazine is unique to this extent. When you open it, the first thing inside the magazine you're going to come to is a gospel message. It's saying, if you're not sure you're a Christian believer, if you're not sure you're saved, if you're not sure you're going to heaven if you die today, read on about God's love for you. Then there's a little sinner's prayer at the end of that where you can recite a prayer out loud from your heart to God. And then you're referenced to look in the back where we have the Christ-centered Bible-believing churches listed in the back page of the magazine. So we want to reach people for Christ. The next section in is coming back to God for people that have once made a commitment to the Lord, maybe raised their hand, went forward, got a packet of information, maybe even attended church for a while, but it didn't really stick, it didn't really connect, but they think that they're a Christian, they believe that they have something going on there. That's a section for coming back to Christ. After that is usually sections on relationship building, both with the Lord personally and with other people. And then just a lot of encouraging articles for Christians. This is a very non-denominational piece. It's not fundamental, it's not Pentecostal, it's biblical. It's just all about touching Jesus, about developing a relationship with Christ. In fact, our byline is encouraging Christians toward a closer walk with Jesus. That's what the magazine's about. Now, a little bit of history. It started 2 years ago in 2009, and it began, originally it was going to be just a classified advertiser, but as we kind of waited and prayed, the Lord showed us, no, trust me, put the Word of God out there, put the message of the gospel out there, encourage Christians, and don't go looking for ads from churches. So we don't take ads from churches, nor do we promote churches by name or by pastors' names, although a lot of pastors contribute articles to us, local and pastors from afar. We get content being sent to us, but it has to be printed anonymously. For example, from a senior pastor in Brunswick, Georgia, or from a deacon in Kingsland or something. So we want to lift up Jesus, not churches, not pastors, not separate ministries. What this is basically both a ministry and a business. Behind every door we've found, and the people that work with us have found, that there's always something there that could use some prayer, could use some love, could use some encouragement, could use just a friend. Sometimes we spend a little bit more time than usual in one place, but we found people that were out of fellowship completely. They were Christian believers and they used to attend church, but they had a problem of some kind and they stopped going to church at all. We've been able to tell them about new churches in their area, and we've seen them come back into fellowship. We've seen people come to Christ that responded to the gospel message of just our reps presenting the gospel to them. And a lot of people that have just kind of born in a Christian home but never really attended church, we've been able to make friends with them and encourage them and establish a relationship with them. Now, on the way out the door, we ask if they'd like to promote their business by putting their business card or something like that, maybe a business card or an ad that they like in the magazine, which supports the magazine. Again, we don't take ads or donations or contributions from any churches or ministries. We only are supported by Christians that own businesses or that people that are favorable to our magazine and our content. So that gives you a little bit of a background as to where it's begun. It began again in Camden County, southeast Georgia, and it's spreading out to the north into Brunswick. It's spreading into Jacksonville. We're looking at going into Savannah and Waycross. We're kind of moving out from where we are. We're hoping to stay pretty much in the south, but wherever God would take this, it's going to be, well, Lord, if it's you, then let it happen. And that's been the basis of how we've done each magazine. We've done 8 issues so far. We're working on our 8th issue, but we've got quite a number of different covers we could show you or send to you. These are just various publications that we've done. It's quarterly, and each one has been kind of a wait on God and see what He wants to do. My son-in-law is a graphic artist. He'll come up with a cover that he likes, and he'll just send it to me. He'll just email it to me, and I'll go, wow, that's a beautiful cover. Somebody else will say, well, you know, I've got some stuff I want to contribute to your next issue. So we'll say, well, thank you, Pastor. You know, go ahead and email it over. And then other people will call and say, well, you know what, I found your magazine. We'd like to advertise in it. You know, so at some point we go, well, I guess the Lord's doing another issue. So that's kind of how it's been going. It's been by faith to this point. And we've seen that this is a wonderful opportunity for young pastors that want to start up a church. They can go out, I'll say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 3 and just go out during business hours like that in the middle of the week and meet people, greet people, make friends, and perhaps start to build their congregation. It's ideal for single moms that have kids in school that need some flexibility. While the kids are in school, you know, they have some other income coming in, but they need some additional income. And this is a great way to go out and have flexibility. If you need to go get one of your kids because they're not feeling well, you can just go. You're your own boss. Basically, the magazine is printed every quarter, but that's not necessarily what has to be. You could print it every 2 months or every month if you wanted to, or every 6 months if you wanted to. This is something for your area, for your demographic, geographic area. If you have probably 2 or 3 dozen churches, maybe a Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, something big like that in your community, and several grocery stores, you probably have enough people there in your area to have a magazine happen. It's very easy to get started. We want to do everything we can do to help you get started. What we would plan on doing, if you're interested in doing this, and we'll go into some of the financial remunerations in a moment, is get you a book in book format. We probably have you provide your own little 3-ring binder, but we would send you not only the cover, but the content. So there'd be a gospel page, and then what you simply do is use a Scotch repositionable craft stick. These are wonderful. It's like the Post-it note glue. You put it on the back of a card and put the card wherever you want it, and you just fill in your cards as you go. Or if you have display ads, you fill in your display ad, whatever you have. Post it right on there until your magazine's filled up. Then we'll work with you by phone to get you up and running with a printer in your area and get the magazine published. Then it'd be up to you to go ahead and pass it out to your customers and get it out to the local churches that have said that they'd be open to have the magazine in their foyer. We found that the churches are very receptive because of our content. There's nothing in there that anybody can argue about, be divided about, or have any problem with, because it's mostly just all about touching Jesus, about developing personal relationship, about challenging Christians to go on with the Lord in their walk, their daily walk, and things like that. That's why it's called the Edifier. We want to edify Christians. We want to encourage them and bring some collectible content. The top corner of our magazines, all of them say, collect all the issues. We weren't sure how many we were going to do, so we said, collect all the issues. At this point, it looks like we're continuing, and if you'd like to become part of this, it's so simple. Give us an email, shoot us an email, give us a call. If one of our reps got a hold of you and showed you this DVD, then you know you have a rep you can talk to. If you accessed us through the online site, you can call us or email us there. We'll get you more information, and we'll talk with you and see if you're qualified. Ideally, somebody that's done some outside sales work, some print media sales or advertising sales, somebody absolutely with a minister's heart. You have to have a love for people and be willing to suffer some rejection. Not everybody's going to say, oh yeah, put my ad in there, you know. You're going to get some rejection. But what we found is that The typical magazine is going to be anywhere from 8 to 24 pages to start. Okay, and the print costs are going to be about a third of what you generate income-wise. So the other 2/3 is kind of up for grabs. Most of that will be yours eventually, and we'll help you get to that point. As soon as you're up and running, you can either be a customer service rep, you can be an independent contractor, or you can actually be a franchise owner. And the franchises aren't something you have to pay for. We're not charging money for them. We want to make sure that you're reputable, ethical, that when you collect ad money, you'll put it towards the print cost and you'll distribute the magazine faithfully. So if you're interested in this, give us more time with you. Let us talk on the phone with you. We'd love to talk with you personally or Skype or however we can talk with you and see if this is something that God would have you do. Again, it's ideal for pastors, young pastors, and working mothers. It's great for people that are semi-retired, and it's probably 15 to 20 hours a week max, and it's not as much work as it is fun going out and talking to people, making friends, talking about God, and just making friends in the community, and on the way out the door say, by the way, your card would look really great in our next issue, okay? So please get a hold of us, and we'd love to look forward to talking to you. Thank you.